And if you don't know, I get a new name every week because of reasons that will come to light in 3 months. But until then, I have to introduce you guys to another doctor, and that's Dr. Ruby. Welcome, Ruby.
Hello, thank you for having me.
It's been a minute since we've had you on.
I know. Well, I'm 85 and I go to bed at 9 o'clock. And now
Uh,
I'm on Eastern time, and it's actually a downside for us.
I know. Well,
For
at least
all your
you're in
real
real
people
people
time
time.
talk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I used to
but
make
now
fun
it's
of
a
you guys.
downside. I was actually at an advantage because in my other time zone, these were earlier for me. So,
That's true. I like it being late hours because I feel like I could get all my work done and all my real life errands done and then just come here at 10:30 and like relax and talk about stuff, right? Like you can put the kids
yeah.
to bed. Not that I have any, but if I did, I could put them to bed.
Yeah, yeah. My cat's asleep in the other room.
Yeah,
The house
exactly.
quiet to myself. Yeah, I'm asleep in
Exactly.
the other room. No, can I have a DJ name since Jazz couldn't be arsed to be here? I
That's
mean,
true.
your
You can
daughter.
be DJ Ruby Raccoon. I don't know.
All right, I'll
like
take it.
like
I'll take
Rocket
it.
Raccoon, Ruby
Yeah,
Raccoon.
no, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Somebody had
cool.
to have a DJ name to.
Yeah, I would give Jazz the DJ name. I gave me a doctor name because it's the only way my parents will be proud.
And we're not here with the
Yeah.
co-host Jazz, aka DJ, probably taking a nap. Yeah.
Yeah, Jazz always does this. Like he just random naps and then he can't wake up at all. He's just gone. But
Hi,
listen,
Toby.
but like I'm glad we got Ruby on here because I was just telling Ruby the other day, like back when we were doing what's that show with the zombies that we did a while ago?
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
Ah,
When we did The Last of Us, I got a lot of people DMing me on how pretty Ruby is. And they're like, who is that pretty hijabi? They're like, who is that girl? They were like, is she single? And it wasn't even the men asking. It was
I'm a little mad that I'm only finding out now.
I know. Well, you haven't been on the show forever because you were
I
too busy
know.
moving.
Blame me for
Now you have a real job and you don't have to like, struggle as a as
That's
a
right.
doctorate student.
That's right. Now I just struggle as a doctor. End of sentence.
I have a PhD also. It's called a player hating degree.
Okay. 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 Hang on. I haven't heard that before. Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a little 90s throwback. I think Diddy and Mace made that up. So I give them
Okay.
credit. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Shoot. Now
All
I'm
right.
showing how
Well,
much I grew up under a rock.
speaking of
Yeah.
throwbacks, let's talk about some time travel. Let's talk about some Loki. Let's talk about how I'm actually wearing my shirt inside out and by accident because I
It's
don't
all
know.
the rage in the future.
Yeah, because we see Loki get ripped inside out, so I was like, why not, right? Let's make it happen.
This was very long
Oh,
true.
you know what I need to do? Damn it. I actually have a time variant hat because I went to the Loki premiere. I think.
Get it.
See this? I got a Loki poster. Look at that.
Oh
Look
my
at that.
gosh.
Marvel's like, hey, here you go. Have a poster. Come to our event,
Exciting.
and then they gave me some hats. So I have a Miss Minutes hat, and I will give it to a lucky follower. So we'll see.
I'm a follower.
Mhm.
Just kidding.
Can hijabis wear hats? I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know how that works. Do you wear the
I've
hat?
worn hats. You just wear your scarf and then you put the hat over it.
Okay.
And actually, you look super dope. Okay. My
Dude.
old TikTok. When I had a profile pic on TikTok at some point. That was I was wearing a hat. I was wearing a Special Forces hat. I was
Ah.
trying to confuse all the people in the small town Walmart.
Yeah, they're like she's
They
special
see me from
forces.
afar. They're like enemy of the state, and then I get up close and they're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're probably like, why is this hijabi wearing a special forces hat? Which side is she on?
Exactly. Exactly. Gotta keep them guessing.
She's infiltrating us. It's a sleeper cell right here.
Well, sleeper. Sleeper's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
half right. All right, let's talk about Loki. Loki, let's talk about overall what you thought of this episode. Now, my opinion is going to vary because I have actually watched the first 2 episodes, so I know
Ah,
a few things. I know a few things. But
okay, okay. So
I
you can tell me
want to
spoilers.
know what your thoughts are about this episode.
I mean, I really liked it. I liked the whole first season. I mean, who doesn't like Loki though?
That's
The thing
true.
that I like about it is that I feel like you don't have to know anything to get like the Loki show.
Yes, you
It's
don't need to know
like
anything.
compared to Secret Invasion, which I know that like Secret Invasion we had feelings about and everything, but
Ugh.
like also not only was it like in the Charlotte, it was also like you had to study to enjoy it a little bit if you were not up on stuff like me, not big
Yeah,
up on stuff. So when I watch the Loki show, it's like I don't even know anything except that like this one guy's backstory.
yeah,
And to be honest, you don't even need to know much of his backstory because Tom Hiddleston's such a nice actor. You're just like, oh, he's so tormented, and it doesn't even really matter why or whatever. But like it's a self-contained thing, which I liked. And then I
okay.
don't mind time travel. Like I like time travel. I like to
I
just
love time
suspend
travel.
disbelief and not think about it too hard and just enjoy it. And I
Yeah,
love the cast. So I was really excited to see it come back. I enjoyed it thoroughly from start to finish. I felt like it was very emotional and very emotional. And the romance is warms my cold, dead 85
I
year old heart.
know. Loki and Mobius might be the best romance in the entire MCU.
They're so cute. There's just I just loved when he was like when nobody remembered him, how heartbroken he was, and then as soon as like he got back where people did remember him, he was just like reaching out to them, and I was
Yeah,
like, it's so precious.
yeah.
Okay, anyway,
Tom Hiddleston is such a great
it's
actor
really
to the
something.
fact that he was only meant to be a villain in Thor. That was it. And they brought him back for Infinity. I mean, they brought him back for the Avengers. And then he's been in so many things since then. They just love him. And
Yeah.
just when he finally dies, you're like, all right, that's the end of him. We're not seeing him anymore. Lo and behold, he gets his own series. It's really amazing. I really, really love Tom Hiddleston. I think he's really, really good. He is burdened with glorious purpose, which which I love. I love that line. I want to get a shirt that says "burdened with glorious purpose." I think that's such a dope line.
I'm
It's my
a
favorite.
burden with glorious purpose.
I'm a burden to my parents, and I'm
And
frightened.
I'm frightened.
uh,
Yep.
little Pride and Prejudice reference. Oh
We're so
man.
cultured here. God, wow.
I only watched that movie because there was a girl I was talking to who was into that movie, and I was like, "Let me watch this.
It's
What
a
is
good
this about?"
movie. It's a great movie. I
It,
love Keira Knightley, so
yeah, yeah. I
there's
love
something about her. It's the way that she talks with her teeth.
Are you calling her a horse?
What?
That's a Family Guy reference. They called her a horse in one of the Family Guy
Oh
episodes.
no.
Yeah.
I don't know Family Guy. Yeah.
Oh man. All
Most
right.
things you don't know.
Listen. So
But
Loki,
Loki, I did.
he is time slipping and he's running away from Morbius and everybody, and all of a sudden he starts time slipping. But before that, he jumps off a building and into a cab, which is very Anakin Skywalker.
Star Wars. So, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, Master. I couldn't find a speeder I liked. Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely
Yeah.
do that. They definitely do
So
that in
good.
Star Wars. They even do that in The Fifth Element. So it's like a very popular
Uh,
kind of thing that they do, which is really cool. And then they crash into another room, and the taxi crashes, and he goes, "She'll be all right." Like I was like, "Look, are you
oh,
like?"
that was so dark actually. Because I was thinking nothing else. Like I see him and I'm like, oh, he's putting his bare hands on broken glass. Okay,
Yeah.
broken glass. And then I go, where's the driver? And then you hear her like, ah! And I was like, oh, did you just okay?
Loki is so funny because there was a part in season 1 where like they're talking about how Asgard had Ragnarok happen and it was destroyed, and Morbius was like, "Yeah, I'm so sorry." He goes, "Yeah, very sad, but listen," and like he's just like, it's so funny the way he deals with that.
It's really good. It's good.
Oh man, it's really really funny. So I love that. And then he meets Casey, who doesn't remember him, but we see this shot of like the television falling on the ground and making this crack, which helps him like kind of understand that he's in the past, which is really cool visual element to help us,
Mhm.
the viewer, understand what's actually happening. Because
Mhm.
without that, I would have been completely lost and would have been like, huh? What's going on? I was like,
Yeah.
is he glitching like Miles Morales? Like, what's going on? Like, is he in a different timeline? But no, he is in one single timeline. Is just going back and forth in a linear way, which
Mhm.
I think the show draws out really easily with these visuals. Um, and then when he goes back, Casey does remember him. Um, and I love that he just gives him like a jump scare every time he like does this like creepy thing. It looks gross. it's like
Yeah, it's really
it's like
nasty.
it's like your skin is like bubble gum or I don't know, like some kind of
Yeah,
webbing.
I was trying to think what it reminded me of, but it really is like he's turning himself inside out.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my god. It was pretty crazy.
No, I'm
Um
with the in the comments here. I don't know. I'm toying. I don't know. Thought it was a different TVA. That's where I was too. I thought that he was in like that something was glitching out because there was like a wide ranging ripple effect of like what Sylvie had done. So that was what I was confused about too until that crack happened. And when the crack
yeah.
happened, then it immediately was like, oh, I'm on track. So I
Yeah.
totally agree. That was like so genius. I liked having the confusion beforehand of being like, oh, is this consequences? Like, what's this? And then they like slowly made it clear to us that that was like when he reveals the faces, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. All of that, it just all comes together. It was
It's like that meme on TikTok, like, here comes the consequence, 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 here comes the consequence of my actions. I thought that was really, really cool. Yeah, no, that was really cool the way they kind of explained that to us. Someone said time slipping looks like the agents from the Matrix. Oh, that is true.
Oh,
Good
yes.
call. That is
Yeah, that's what
so
it is.
cool. You're
It's the
right.
yeah. Uh-huh, uh-huh,
It's
uh-huh.
happened to Agent what's his name? Agent Smith.
Mhm.
And it's cool that what you call it, you mentioned one of the commenters mentioned Matrix, but there's a scene where Loki's in the future and he's looking at this like phone call right before he gets pruned in the back, which is also what happens in the Matrix, where Neo is going through all these doors and he's looking for a phone for an exit, and then he opens his door and it's Agent Smith and he shoots him. And by
Oh my
dying,
god.
he becomes the Matrix guy. He becomes Neo. So it's a cool reference that like
I
yeah.
didn't think of that. Oh my
I
god.
just thought of that. It's so funny.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy.
Yeah. Oh man, I love it. And
Who
I'm
was
also
on the phone? Who was on the phone?
we don't know. We don't
Who
know
was
who
on
was
the
on the
phone
phone.
and who got him?
So my theory is he pruned himself because when
Okay.
he opened the door, Sylvie recognized him and he goes, "There you
Uh-huh.
are." So Sylvie and Loki probably are working together in the future.
Okay.
And she thought it was the Loki from the future, but it's actually the Loki in the past. And the Loki from the
Okay.
future prunes him. Who's on the phone? My guess is Taylor Swift.
He's like come to the phone right now.
Taylor Swift is taking over the internet. She's taking over the NFL. She might as well take over the TVA.
You know what? The
the,
final frontier.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
T in TVA
All right.
stands for Taylor's.
That's what the T is for. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Oh
Yep.
my
Yep.
god. So, but we got Casey back. I love seeing Casey. He is delightful. Only, he is super cool. All right. So now they try to figure out these judges are kind of like in this room and they're trying to figure out what's going on. X5 shows up. X5 is making fun of him about the jet ski, where
Mm-hmm.
Owen Wilson
Yeah.
Morbius character goes, jet ski is actually a brand name. It's not actually what
Like
it's called.
Kleenex.
I like Kleenex. I was like, hold on, I didn't know that. I had to double check. I'm like,
Is
yeah,
it? Is
it
it
is.
really?
Yeah. Because some people call it a wave runner. Some people call it, there's so many different things that they call it. So,
Okay. I was
yeah.
like way off because like, what's a Sea-Doo? Isn't a Sea-Doo also a jet ski?
Yeah. So
But
they're all the
that's a
same
brand
thing.
name, and I thought, oh, Sea-Doo is the brand name, jet ski is the thing. But you're telling me jet ski. All
Jet ski
right.
is also
All
the
right.
brand name. Yeah. And wave runner is also a brand name. So they're all brand names.
For what? What's the actual generic term? What's the Walmart brand jet
I don't know.
ski?
I don't know. Aquatic vehicle unit. I
Great
don't know. I made that up.
value, single serve water bike.
Yeah.
No clue. Okay.
Somebody in the comments look this up and tell us what it
Yeah, let me
is.
Google it. I could
What
Google it, but
what is a jet ski formerly known as? What you call it? Aquatic vehicle. I don't know. That's what I'm going. So Loki's trying
personalized.
to find them, and he goes into the room where they are, and he sees all these
Oh
like
my god, that part was
pancakes.
so frustrating.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I like blocked it from my memory because of how mad I was the whole time watching that. Okay. All right, go on.
Okay. So he's going
Oh.
there, and then he sees this recording, and the recording is actually of He Who Remains kind of whispering sweet nothings in Ravonna Renslayer's ears, like, "You are such a marvel." Like, man was getting his game on. The man who controls time and everything in the TVA was literally macking it to Renslayer. I thought that was funny. I'm so glad you are with me in this. You are by my side. Like, damn,
Yeah.
bro. Uh,
Sea is the affordable version. Ah, okay. Is this true?
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out.
Sea is the Boost Mobile of skis.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. No offense to anybody that has Boost Mobile. I don't even know who has that. But yes. Oh, also this like X5 guy. He goes into the elevator and he reminds me a lot of Crossbones with in the Civil War episode of Captain America. So
Mhm.
it was very, very similar. I thought that was really cool. But they play the recording, and in the other timeline, they're playing Loki's recording about like, hey, you're all real people. They didn't create you. They kidnapped you and use you. And there's this one part where X5 and the Agent Docs or General Docs have this like head-to-head moment. Like, are they
Uh-huh.
mother and son? Are they?
Yeah,
It was weird. And like,
that B-15, that Hunter, isn't that her
yeah,
name? Like Hunter B-15. Her face was everybody's face when they're like, and she's like, and I was making the face, and they just cut right to her. She was
that was
like,
weird. That was bizarre. The
that's what I was
side
wondering.
eye.
Are they mother and son? Because
We don't know what they are
that's
at
what
this
I landed
point.
on
We know
thinking.
that they're
Yeah,
gross. That's about
it was
it.
a bit. It was a little too. Yeah, X5 was just a weirdo. He's kind of a weird, a
He is
little
a
a little
weirdo.
sideways kind of guy. He went at everything from a sideways direction, and I was like, what are you doing? What is your game?
What if they're actually lovers, but they are no, but no, listen to me. Hear it out. They're lovers,
Okay, okay.
but they were taken during different times. She was taken at a much older age. He was taken at a younger age. He became a variant at a young age. She became a variant at an old age. But at one point, they were the same age. What? That could
Hmm.
that that could be it.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a theory. That's our first
Okay.
theory of the show.
All
Uh,
right.
yeah, so we'll
I have no
see. We'll see.
idea.
She's also
She was really telling him what to do, though. Like he was really
yeah,
following the orders. It did give like apron strings a little much.
which is
I think I'm leaning to the mom
which
theory.
is ironic because she played Lady Aaron in Game of Thrones, and she was the one that was like breastfeeding her son who was like 8 years
Ew!
old.
Oh no!
So
Is
maybe
this a thing? Oh
maybe with a Game of
no!
Thrones reference, maybe they were going back to Game of
Maybe.
Thrones. I don't know. All right.
Ew.
I thought that was it. But then Loki appears and he shows them all like the real TVA, and they're like, okay, shit. No more pruning. We're done with the pruning. We got to figure something out. It's like Donald Trump. We got to shut it all down until we can figure out what's going on here. Right? It was
Well,
one of
that's
those things.
they when they said no more pruning. They said that before he got there, right? They were saying
Yeah.
that when they were talking just to the hunter. So they say no more pruning. Then he shows up and he's like, "Here's what's up." But like the effect of the no more pruning is that everything's like ultra destabilizing now.
Yeah. Everything is ultra destabilized at
So
the moment.
yeah. Okay. I'm tracking. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Loki shows up. He shows them Kang. Um, X5 is like, yo, we have to go find Sylvie. So he goes to find Sylvie.
Uh-huh.
Um, but the thing is, Loki's out here and he's like, we did it. We went back to the man at the end of the time, And the scary thing is he made sense. Like he was like so he's like, I didn't think that would happen, but like homie made sense. But Sylvie killed him, and he was like, I wish I had more time. I wish I had more time, which is very
Yeah.
interesting because I feel like that might come back somehow. I feel like that
Yeah,
was
they said
put in
that a
there.
lot.
They
That
said that
was
a lot,
a motif of a phrase if I've ever heard one.
especially in a time traveling show, which you
Yeah.
also see in the end of Back to the Future 1, where Marty McFly's like, I wish I had more time. If you only had more time. Wait a second. I'm in
Uh,
a DeLorean. I have all the time you want. I'll just come back 20 minutes before Doc gets shot. By the way,
there you
spoiler
go.
alert, Doc gets shot at the end of Back to the Future 1.
Spoilers.
The movie came out in
You give a
1980s.
spoiler alert about something that's from however many decades now, because I'm not going to think about that. But we're actively giving spoilers for the thing that came out Thursday. So,
Yeah.
whatever. Spoiler
Fuck them
alert,
spoilers.
everyone.
Oh man, I love the part where Loki fights. Tells like he had a fight with Sylvie and she kicked him out through a temple door.
Oh yeah.
And then he
I'd
goes
ask
like,
who
"Oh,
would, but
yeah." He's like, it was a draw. I was like, how is it a draw?
so you kicked each other out of time doors.
He goes, no, I wasn't trying to fight her. Which
Right.
I love how Loki's ego will always be there, no matter how serious things get. Like you can't check his ego.
It's like it wasn't a competition. I wasn't
Yeah.
really trying. But if it was, then I would win.
Oh man, which is really really funny. And then he tells Morbius that they wiped his memory a bunch of time. So my thing is Loki and Morbius, B15, and Casey have all know each other from the past, and Kang wiped the memory. The other thing is, as soon as Loki came up to B15 and Morbius in the end of the last season, they were talking about how there's been 63 breaches. So basically what's happening now probably happened in the past at one point also.
Like this whole process of people figuring it out and getting upset and then having to get wiped again.
Yeah, and then
That
on the
process.
multiple branches happening in the
Mhm.
timeline.
Mhm.
Or something
Mhm.
happened at the end of the show where this multiple timeline things happened in all timelines. Like, I don't know. Something's going to happen because
Yeah.
they totally ignored that in the past because we haven't been in the past that long. We were just in the past for a little bit. Or maybe it happened once in the past and Kang wiped everyone's memory and then covered up his statues with the timekeeper statues.
Actually, that would make sense. I would buy that.
Yeah,
I
I'd
like
buy that
that.
too.
That idea, because like when he goes into the past, the guy is everything is made in his image, right? And
Right.
then what caused them to, rebrand?
Rebrand.
Probably something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All I'm saying.
It is a little bit of a rebranding. We think, like the TVA needs a rebranding. We got to get rid of Kang. He's problematic.
Yeah. So they
Yeah.
just cover him up with a new facade. Yeah.
Which is funny because Jonathan Majors is also a little problematic these days. So
Oops.
Oops. Oh. All right. So I love when he goes like, all right, we got it, Loki, we got to get you fixed. He goes like,
Yeah.
It's not that bad. He goes, yeah, I guess it doesn't look that bad. And then he goes, no, it looked horrible. I don't like looking at it.
You're like, I can't keep looking at it.
And then they pan to like someone else in the elevator who was there the whole time, which is really cool because I feel like this episode has a lot of Wes Anderson like camera techniques.
It was the whole time, yes.
Yeah.
It was all the center shot and the color palettes and everything. I thought the same thing.
Yeah, the color palettes, the camera shots, all the gags, even the part where like Loki is time flipping while talking to OB. They're all center shots, back and forth in two timelines with three characters.
Yes. Exactly.
It was very Wes Anderson, which I thought was really really cool. But let's talk about OB. OB was so great. OB was amazing.
I have known him for 5 minutes, and I would die for him.
He's
so nice. Precious.
He just came down in a little swing, and he's just like doing his work and not bothering anybody. He was like,
he's like, these work orders really pile up, so I just gotta do them all the time when they come in. No sleep. And every grad student was like, I felt that.
My favorite part was like Mobius tries to like pretend how he knows him, and he's like, "No, that's not how he knows him."
Yes, yeah. He's like, "Oh yeah, then you took me to that No, you left immediately.
He's like, where are the other guys? How are the other guys? Like, there are no other guys.
What other guys? There's only Obi. There's only Obi.
Loki is
It's so
me
funny.
at a networking event. That's the Morbius is me at a networking event. That's exactly what happens.
Oh my
Um,
god.
there's
I
so
love
many
it.
times where people were like, "Oh yeah, how's your trip to like Turkey?" And I was like, "How did you know this?" And not me realizing that I put everything on social media like an idiot.
Oops. Yeah.
Oh man. All
Oh
right.
my gosh. He was so precious.
He was good. He was so good.
I
But
loved the real time updating.
yeah,
Like
like
the
he was
real time, the like push, the push the updates, right? And so every time he would do something in the past, the push the update up the stream, and he'd go, "Actually, yes, I've got one over here."
It was so cool. Like they were literally forming new memories as they were happening in real time, and I thought that was really cool. And then he's like, "Yeah, we don't have one of those," and then he like made it 400 years ago and just kept it there for the whole time.
They're like,
Uh,
"Oh, yes, I do."
I
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love that. That was really
There's
really
so much
cool.
good comedy in this episode. Like I thought that they did that gag the right number of times. I
Yeah,
thought they did the skin gag the right number of times.
yeah,
And when they cut over and he's writing it in the dust, I totally zoned out. I like lost my mind.
yeah,
They
yeah.
did some quality comedy.
And then when he goes into the future, that's how you knew it was the future because he put skin in the
Exactly.
thing.
Yes. Yes.
Amazing, amazing
Oh
visuals.
yeah. I love it.
Yeah, it was really cool. Isn't dust just like dead skin, and he's gonna have his skin peeled off?
Yep. Yep.
That's
Dust is
funny.
a lot of dead skin cells. There's a lot of dead skin cells in dust. I
Ew,
forgot.
gross.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
But yeah, I thought that was really really funny.
Skin
Um,
question mark.
and then I like the part where Mobius is really concerned about the skin issue, and he's like, "Who's worse?" He's like, "I think I have it a little
It's
worse."
like, I'd rather just be dead. I'd
He's like,
rather
"But
just not exist and
he
have
was like,
my
at least you'll
skin
be
peeled off.
alive." He's like, "But what about the quality of life? What kind of quality of life do you have with no skin?"
But he still doesn't hesitate. He
Yeah,
doesn't hesitate at all. He's such
I
a
know.
it's such a bromance. It's such a they're besties. They're BFFs.
I
It's so precious.
I love through all the chaos and everything that's happening with Docs and the timeline. His priority is to make sure Loki is going to be okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's so emotional when he's like running out. That's all he cares about. That is all he cares
I
about.
love that a friend can
So
look past
sweet.
someone's genocidal past and can treat him like because Loki's literally killing people. He's a war criminal, guys.
Woo! But he's a cute war criminal, and that's what matters,
It's
right?
not his fault. He was burdened with glorious purpose.
He had a lot of childhood trauma.
Yeah, a lot of childhood trauma.
If Loki goes to therapy,
Yeah, yeah. All right.
he'll be fully rehabilitated.
Yeah, yeah. Therapy is all he needs. Sure. I would watch a series of Loki just in therapy.
Actually, that would be really good, and it would be Wes Anderson. It would be a full shot of this and that, and then it
Yeah,
would cut, and he'd be like lying back completely on the couch, like the cliche version, and it's just like him staring at the ceiling, and then it cuts to the person who's like taking notes. Yeah.
yeah. Like, well, I guess it all started when I was kidnapped from and they were taken to Asgard. That would be the thing.
They're like,
Oh.
get to Asgard. You spell that with an S or a Z.
Oh man, is this Asgard has two S's?
Oh no, that sounds like a medication.
That sounds like a different kind of show. All right.
Oh god.
Let's go back. All right. Docs is going after Sylvie, and we don't know where she's going, but they're carrying a bunch of bags. These
Yeah.
bags seem to have charges, so it looks like they might be trying to reset some timelines or something.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
didn't know what was going on with that, except that it seemed like they were taking a lot of
Yeah,
that.
they're like it didn't
So
make sense to do all of that just for Sylvie, so they had something else in
something's
mind.
going on. Yeah.
She's going
Maybe
rogue.
they would they be doing anything with the original guy with the he? What is it called? He who remains.
He who remains. I don't know if I think they just believe in his cause. I don't think they actually
Oh, they're just all
care. They're just
yeah.
like, it doesn't matter if the prophecy was a lie. We still have to maintain the sacred timeline. I think
Mhm.
that was more of their.
Gotcha.
So I think it
Yeah.
was more of that. So we'll
That was a
see.
lot of firepower, though. That's the thing.
It was a lot of firepower. So we'll see that. All right. So Morbius gets put into this little contraption, this little Stay Puft Marshmallow Man suit, which I thought was really funny. I love how they there's a crack in it and they just put duct tape on it. Like it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, duct tape will take care of it. It'll be
It's very
fine.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
It'll
thought
be
that was really funny.
fine.
And then basically he goes out there, he puts the contraption in, and he's waiting for Loki, and he's like doesn't want to give up. He still has to wait for Loki.
He's waiting. The cutest thing was how he's telling OB, like, give him more time, and OB's like, this is what I got. And he's 5, 4,
Yeah.
3, 3, 3. Ah! That's his little like negotiation with himself.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't not count down, but he's stretching it a little bit. Oh my gosh.
He starts going backwards, and as is happening in the future, somebody ends up pruning Loki, which my theory is Loki prunes himself. Because he was so shocked at seeing Sylvie, he kind of just like stood there.
Yeah, yeah.
He was
It
in
took me
complete
a while to
shock.
figure out that it was coming from behind him
Yeah.
because I didn't see anything behind him, right? And my first thought was that like she was coming from the future from something to make sure that
Yeah.
this got done. And I thought that she was like prying open the elevator to then get him. But
Yeah.
then I was like, why is it forming here and I can't see the stick? So it was
Yeah.
definitely from behind,
It
right?
was
So
definitely from behind for sure.
somebody else, yeah.
I like how
Yeah.
that one guy pruned Morbius, and he was like, "Hey man, I was just following orders." He goes, "Yeah, I get it, man. I should really be mad at Renslayer." I was like, "Morbius is so cool." He's like, "I'm gonna let it slide. It's fine. We're friends again."
Just following orders.
Ugh,
Oh my gosh.
someone get that man a jet ski. He is too precious.
He is. Oh my god.
Oh man, I
Yeah,
really do love
behind
Owen
him,
Wilson in
behind
this.
him. Yeah, yeah. So it was from behind him.
Yeah. Someone said it could have been Morbius or OB. It could have been either or, but I think it makes more sense for it to be um, Loki, because he would be the one who would recognize the fastest that was someone from another timeline.
What? What do you mean? What?
So basically, if Loki saw another Loki, he would
Mhm.
automatically know it's from a different timeline and stab them. If somebody else saw Loki, they would have to be an enemy in order to stab them. So either an enemy did it and they saved him by mistake, complete coincidence, or Loki did it himself. Because I think
Okay.
for Mobius or OB to know that was the Loki from the future would be a little
To know that they
harder.
were getting the right one. That's
Yeah.
actually really smart. Yeah, I totally get it. I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh well, if I see one, we definitely know.
Yeah. So I could see that.
Yeah. Okay. So
But
then, who's on the phone? Was it Mobius from the future?
I
Like
think
the ringing of the phone is because he follows it to it, right? Somebody's calling
yeah.
the phone to make him show up at the elevator at that specific point in time.
I thought it might be Soldier Boy. You know that song, "Kiss Me Through the Phone." Kiss me through the phone. I don't know. It could be anybody.
Okay, all right. Could be anybody, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I'm totally on board now because then, yeah, the whole thing where Sylvie's like, oh, there you are. If she was looking past him, then that would make sense too.
Or you know who else it could be? Miss Minutes.
Oh,
We
yeah.
ha-
What the
we
frick is up with Miss Minutes? Miss
we
Minutes
haven't seen
cannot be
her.
trusted.
She cannot be trusted. There was a point where
Yeah.
Mobius was like, "All right, I'll get Miss Minutes," and he was like, "No, she's part of it. She knows him." And Miss Minute was the one who did all the maintenance for all this stuff, and she kind of just dipped on them. And poor Obi have to like figure out how to fix this loom situation. Yeah,
Is
so I don't know.
overload.
It was overload, but more Loki came up, and there's this cool shot of like Morbius just looking at the loom, and you see like a little sparkle in his eye, and that sparkle was Loki.
Does it get any cuter? No, it doesn't. Oh my gosh.
He was literally the twinkle in his eye. He was literally
He
the
wished
twinkle in his
upon
eye.
a shooting star. Okay.
Oh
I
man.
was so mad. There were two parts of the episode that I gave me anxiety, and it was the first part where he's trying to get to Mobius, but they're walking and he's flipping in and out, and they keep just missing each other.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed. And then at the end, watching him do the slow motion spacesuit walk thing, and I'm like, he's not gonna make it. This is so slow. I could feel my heart rate just being
Yeah.
sucked out of me. I was so upset. And then when he just slams into him, it was so satisfying. I was like, yes, through the doors, and the doors are closing.
He
Exactly
was like, watch me hoof
what I
it.
needed.
Like, bro, you were not hoofing it.
He was not hoofing it. Yeah, it was I was promised hoofing and nothing. Absolutely, it was just
He
slog.
ran the way
Slog.
I run in my dreams. That's how he was running.
Yeah, right. Where you're yeah. And then all his teeth fell out and his eyeballs.
I love the fact that all of his suit was deteriorating, but the duct tape stayed. Not a single
Listen,
scratch on the duct tape.
duct tape, man. There
It's,
you
it's,
go.
it's the world's greatest invention, duct tape. By the way, duct tape is also a brand. It's not an actual the name of the
Yes.
tape.
I think it did. There is an actual brand called duct tape.
Yeah,
Like
there
duck,
is.
the animal duck.
With the animal, yeah.
That,
They're smart.
yeah.
All right. And then at the end of this episode, after all of that happened, we see Sylvie, and she is in Braxton, Oklahoma in
The post
1982.
credits.
Yeah.
I forgot about
Which
that.
which I was like, ooh, this is very Guardians of the Galaxy is, because that's around the time which was Star-Lord was still here in but he was in Missouri, not Oklahoma, but all those states kind of just run together for me. No offense. No offense. Sorry, Ruby. But she goes into a McDonald's and she goes, I want something that's not a squirrel, that's not a rat, and doesn't have a face.
Already dead, doesn't have a face. Did she say already dead? I think she said already dead.
Yeah, already dead.
That poor kid is like,
Yeah.
that's a filet of fish.
Yeah, we got filet-o-fish. We got our new special chicken nuggets.
I knew chicken McNugget. Yeah,
Chicken McNuggets.
hey, oh.
Yeah, and that's because the chicken McNuggets came out in 1981, and so it's 1982, so it's only been there for like a year or half a
Oh,
year.
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just liked that he was wearing a tie. I was like, oh yeah, back in the day when you had to wear a little tie when you go to work.
Yeah.
Start wearing a little tie.
Ruzzy said that Thor actually moved Asgard to Braxton, Oklahoma in the comics. That is true. Asgard is in Braxton, Oklahoma, but it's not in Oklahoma. I believe it's in the air, like it's hovering on top of Braxton or something like that. But it is in the comics. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is that?
It's in the comics.
But that's not. But not in the MCU.
No, in the MCU, it's in the Netherlands.
It's in some random Scandinavian
place. We still can't get over the fact that they gave Asgardians a country, but they wouldn't let the Skrulls live in a nuclear power plant. Come on.
That is a whole. That was the whole thing. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's really, really funny. All right, so let's get into the fun Easter eggs, because there's a bunch of Easter eggs.
Yeah, hit me.
All right, let's see. We talked about the 63 branches. The taxi cab where Loki jumps in, the lady actually has a Miss Minutes bumper sticker, and it says, "How's my driving, y'all? Please report."
Nice.
I thought that was funny.
That's great. Yeah. Crashes into building.
Oh my god, that was really funny. Also, Docs is actually a reference to a character in the comics called Mr. Paradox, which is very, very interesting. And he is one of the judges in the TVA.
Okay.
So I think that's probably what that character is.
That's totally what that is. That's awesome.
And they did another jump scare when Loki comes out right in front of Casey. And I think that's because everybody and their mothers complained about the Miss Minutes jump scare at the end of the last one, because that was a big one. Miss Minutes just popped out of nowhere.
You're like, you don't like that? I have another.
And here's another one. That turned into a meme that became so popular.
Nice.
and let's see. Oh, Ouroboros. Obi's real name is
Oh,
a name.
Ouroboros. It's the
Yeah,
snake.
it's the snake that eats his own
Snake that
tail.
eats his own tail.
Yeah, so it's really funny because there is a short story. One of my favorite short stories. It's called "All You Zombies." I don't know if you've heard of it. You might have
I
heard of
do
it. Okay.
not. No.
So it's the symbol of it is basically a snake that eats his own tail, and that's actually the story where we got the idea of the grandfather paradox. So in this story, it's called
Oh.
"All You Zombies," and basically in the story there
I'm
is
looking it up.
a I believe a woman. Uh, no, is I believe there's a man, and
Oh, it's
he's
a Heinlein? Okay. How do I not? Maybe I
yeah.
have read this actually.
You might have. It's very popular.
I've
So
read
there,
a lot of Heinlein.
it's like a guy who works for like the TVA, and then he's talking to another guy, and basically what happens is a guy recruits him into the TVA. He does all
Mhm.
this time traveling stuff, and then what happens is he meets a girl, and then he gets her pregnant, and that girl has a kid.
Mhm.
But the man who originally became a time agent was both male and female. So sometime in the future, he actually gets a sex change and becomes a woman, and then he accidentally,
I've read this.
yeah, he accidentally has sex with himself, and he is both his
Yeah,
mother,
yeah.
his father, and himself.
Oh my gosh. You're
Yeah, yeah.
bringing everything back. Literally, I think I read this in high school.
Yeah,
It's
it's
been
called
a
All You
long time.
Zombies, and the snake is actually like a big part
Hmm.
of the story. So it's a cool book. It's a short story. It's probably like 15 pages. It's like very short, but it's
Hmm.
really fun. Um, I
I'm
read it
my own
on Audible,
grandfather.
but still, it was good.
Yeah.
So that's OB. That's a reference that I actually noticed. I didn't look that one up. That one was something that I actually noticed because I read that.
Hey.
Let's see. Oh, the spaghetti reference is basically where he goes like, "Oh, if you go into the time vortex, if you go into a black hole, you can turn to spaghetti." So we actually saw that happen in Ant-Man Quantumania,
Oh,
where they go into the probability storm in Ant-Man Quantumania, and then there's a huge Ant-Man, and he turns into spaghetti.
oh, okay. I didn't see
Yeah,
that one, so I didn't know
yeah,
that. I
like
was laughing at that. I thought to myself, should I Google that later?
yeah,
Because I was like,
yeah.
that's so random,
And
but
also,
it's actually a reference. Nice.
it's really funny because in the Flash movie, they
Huh.
actually explain time travel like spaghetti because there's
Huh.
like noodles on top of noodles on top of noodles on top of noodles, and they intersect, and that's how like people find each other. Like it's magnets. Like so, people
Hmm.
in different timelines are still friends with people from other timeline because the spaghettis overlap on top of each other.
Okay.
So it was like time's not linear; it's more like spaghetti, which is like another version of Doctor Who's timey wimey
Yeah, yeah, wibbly
wibbly wobbly
wobbly,
pool.
timey wimey. Yeah, 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 yeah. All
yeah,
right, Doctor Spaghetti. I see.
yeah.
Different layers.
Also,
Yeah.
when they go into the room, for the loom, it has a little X and it opens up like Cerebral in X-Men. It's like the same vault. That was a
Oh,
cool little
yeah.
Easter egg there. I thought that was cool. Um,
Nice.
oh, the duct tape scene is actually straight from The Martian, the Matt Damon movie. He puts duct tape on his
Oh,
helmet
yeah.
in Mars.
Dude, that book is so good. I don't
I
know if
love that
you
book. Someone told
the
me
Audible of that is really good too. My brother did it on Audible, and then
someone told me he actually has another book called Artemis, and the lead character is actually Muslim. The same
what?
author. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Carry on. I'm just gonna look this up real quick.
All right. Let's see. Last Desmond inside Hatch. Oh,
Yep,
it is right.
2017.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. I actually have a T-shirt of it. I won
Uh,
a. I
the
won a prize.
audiobook is read by Rosario Dawson, dude.
Ooh, so cool.
Time to go over to Audible. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Not a sponsor.
Also, this
Yeah.
Obi's character kind of reminds me of Desmond from Lost. He's kind of like in the hatch, and Lost also has a lot of time, you know, timey
Yeah.
wimey stuff where he's kind of
Lost
just
has
doing his own thing.
everything though.
Yeah,
Okay. I love that too. Nice.
yeah, yeah. Also, something that I noticed, I'm not going to talk more about it, but I noticed in this episode, after watching the second episode, these things might come back. There was a reference to a time cube on one of the walls, so you might see a time cube. And then let's see. I think that was it. I think those are all that we already talked about the reset charges they brought. We talked about Asgard 2 being in Brockton, Oklahoma. We talked about how Chicken Nuggets just came out in 1981. So those are all the Easter eggs.
Nice.
So that's really cool. Someone said Loki will be the new Kang, no more Jonathan Majors. That would be insane.
Ooh.
That could actually work. Like Loki would be the new Kang if they wanted to get rid of Jonathan Majors. I could see that working. I don't think they'll do it because there's not enough evidence against Jonathan Majors to warrant it, I think, at this point. So we'll kind of see. Um, Kang will go back to boxing clean dope. I think that's a different Jonathan Majors movie. I don't think. Got people in the comments got jokes. All right, cool. Again, loved the first episode. Kind of felt like, oh, it's back. I'm super happy. I'm kind of get the old Loki feel.
Yeah.
But I do have to say, I did not love the second episode.
Oh
But
no.
but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'll have to give it another watch.
Mhm.
But I was a little disappointed in the second episode. But we'll see. Maybe I'll come back here next week and I'll eat my words. I don't know. We'll see.
How
But
many episodes are there going to be
I
for the
think there's
season?
going to be 6 episodes, which I hate because 6 episodes is not enough episodes.
Yeah.
But I have heard from people who watched the first 4 episodes that it gets
Mhm.
better. They said like by
Okay.
the 4th episode, they're like back in. They're like, it's really
Okay.
good. So I still have a lot of hope for this show. So I would say episode 1, really good. Lets you feel like everything go
Yeah.
back. Episode 2 is a little slow, but I think 3 and 4 picks up. So I think we should be okay.
Lit.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
that's awesome. Yeah, Toyin is like, why does Disney do this? Exactly. I don't know why they do the 6 episode thing. It makes no sense to me. Because it's very clear that shows that have more than 6 episodes do really well. Like Ahsoka did
Yeah.
well, Andor did well. All the shows that have more episodes do well. So I don't understand why they're not just like taking the hint. So we'll see. I don't know. But
A lot of decisions at Disney that.
But we do know one thing
Awesome.
that I'm kind of annoyed at, the finale for Loki is going to be the same week as the Marvels. And I hate that like the Marvels have
Oh.
to share with Loki because last time they had to share with Thor Love and Thunder and Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? And like that
Oh.
really hurt his viewing. Which was kind of annoying to me. And I feel like it sucks that they're doing this to the Marvels again or doing to Kamala Khan again. So I don't know. That's the one thing that I think is annoying about the finale. But
Hmm.
but we'll see. Because the thing is, like, the finale is going to be on a Friday,
Okay.
and then movies usually drop on Thursdays. So it is
Mhm.
going to take a little bit of like the press, the word of mouth, the hype, podcast talking about it. Because now they got to split between the two. Um,
Hmm.
I think that's going to suck. I hate the fact that Disney does this. They keep screwing them over. But I have high hopes that it's going to do well regardless. I think it's going to be a good
Yeah.
movie. Hopefully, it gets a lot of good reviews. So we'll see. We'll see. But we will be capturing all of Loki every Saturday. We wanted to do Friday, but I think Friday we're gonna do The Bachelor. That takes precedence. If you're mad at that, don't blame me. Blame yourself because we have more viewers who listen to our Bachelor podcast than our Loki podcast. Okay, that's not our fault. That's you. So we're giving Bachelor priority. If you guys want Loki to be priority, tell your friends to follow Salaam Nerds and tell them to watch all of our Loki and Marvel and Star Wars stuff. All right, we have to listen to our viewers, and I know a lot. I know we're called Salaam Nerds, but like the middle-aged white women that love reality TV shows, they rule. What they say goes. What?
When do the Bachelor episodes they also come out on Thursdays?
Yeah, they come out on Thursdays.
Okay. So
You
then
should
there's
watch
just
it, cause Ruby, you'll like it. Cause here's the thing,
because they're old like me.
because they're old like you.
I'm on to you, my
You beat me to the punch. You may be old, but you're quick-witted.
Here's the thing. I'm thinking about it, but like when I got sucked into watching the Bachelorette that I was watching,
Yeah,
which is also your fault,
my fault.
then I spent time on it, and I was like shocked at how much time I spent on it. Because like it was like the episode where they have them come in and they talk to them and they show the stuff
Yeah.
and whatever, and I was like, this is like 2 hours, and I was sitting there like multitasking, like trying to like.
The Golden Bachelor is only 1 hour though. That one's only 1 hour. So I
Okay.
think you can do it. And they're gonna finish it earlier because a lot of these older women cannot stay in this mansion for that long. Like they need to go back and like, get their medication
Is it a
refilled.
disaster though? Like, is it? My main fear is that it will just be a disaster.
The first 2 episodes are super wholesome. They're very,
Okay.
very wholesome.
Okay.
Will that last? I don't know. But so
Because when I
far
see
it's
the
been
ads
very
and
wholesome.
stuff, it looks really sad.
None of the sad parts happen yet. So far, it's
Okay.
been really, really wholesome. Like even the sad
Okay.
parts where the woman gets sad, like the way the guy consoles her is really heartwarming. So
Okay.
far, so good. I cannot guarantee that it'll be that way for the whole time, but
Yeah.
it's really wholesome. I think you'll like the first few
Maybe
episodes.
I'll watch it. I'm leaning towards yes. Okay, fine. I'll try and catch
Yeah.
up. I'll try and catch up.
Don't watch the other one, Bachelor in Paradise, because that was just ratchet. It's just
Not for me. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm a classy lady.
classy lady.
Here's the problem. The problem is that I just realized that people who don't watch live and they watch on Spotify,
Yeah,
they'll hear me say nonsense and then they don't see me make the face.
yeah.
That means, oh, haha, I just said nonsense. And I'm realizing this too late, an hour into recording that.
You know what? Jazz does that too. Jazz, you know what Jazz does? He'll like pin a comment so it shows up on the screen and just giggle at it. And I'm like, you gotta read the comment, Jazz. You can't just like post it on the screen and giggle and be like and assume that the people on Spotify and Apple Podcasts are gonna understand what you're giggling at.
I used to be like, just get good, watch live. But now I go to bed. So now I'm one of the Spotify peasants who's back there
Yeah.
watching later.
I feel some people say that they like to listen to us at the gym and like
Oh, that'd be fun.
yeah, and they say they actually like sometimes when they agree with us or disagree with us, they'll actively talk out loud as if we're there in the room with them. And it's so funny. And the people at the gym are like, why are you talking to yourself?
That's excellent, though. That's adorable. That's
Yeah,
so wholesome.
I love that. We love our fans. It's really awesome. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Ruby, I know you don't want people to find you. Oh no, you actually put your handle in
I
there. Do
still
you want
have
people to find you?
Twitch. Yeah, I
Okay.
still do the Twitch. Yeah. Yep.
Follow her on Twitch. And we're on Twitch too. I think we have Ruby is the only one that follows us on Twitch.
No, you've got three. You've got three, and maybe some of my Jumpy, follow them. Maybe some of my I dropped the Twitch to my little community. So
I gotta figure out how Twitch works. Maybe I'll do some gaming or something else fun on Twitch. That way it's not just this. But we got a lot of fun stuff coming up. So tune in. So we'll see you guys next Saturday for more Loki. And we'll also be doing I believe we're doing Love is Blind. We're doing Loki. Ahsoka is done. What else we're doing? We might do the new show Gen V, which is a show on Apple Prime that's a spin-off of The Boys. So we may do that also. And we're also doing One Piece. So if you're into One Piece, the live action, feel free to join that one.
And we want to watch The Creator.
And The Creator. We're gonna do The Creator once we watch it. Yes, sir. And I am going to the Oscars Film Festival next week in Canada, so that'll be fun too. So that'll be awesome. So we'll see. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining us. Follow Ruby at I Am the Rubric on Twitch, and if you guys can, go yell at Jazz for missing the episode and not giving us a heads up. All right. Until next time, guys. Salaam, nerds.
Bye.
Boop.